I think what's so special about gifts is that you don't know what it's gonna be. You know, there's surprises, and each one is unique. Everybody's gift is unlike anybody else's. And the difficult thing about gifts, though, is that sometimes you go a long time in your life before you figure out what yours is. You stumble through several occupations or hobbies or whatever, you know, and then you finally get the thing that makes you tingle, you know, that you love doing regardless, it's rain and sun, money or not, you know, the thing that gives you life. I had my experience firsthand with her talent when she did a showcase. I do a showcase along with a friend of mine, Will Wheaton. I gotta say something about her. Another independent artist. We do a showcase for independent artists. It's called Indie on the West. Anyway, Raffia was kind enough to be a guest at our show. And she did her original music, and it was beautiful. It was she killed it. So, aside from music though, we do tea together. We talk together. She's like a little sister, you know. She says, if I drink tea with you, I really, really like you a lot. I love you, actually. So, in getting to know her, I got an opportunity to really witness firsthand her dedication to excellence. I admire that about her. She's very dedicated. She wants to get it right. She wants to get it just so, and wants to share that with you. God, we do. But I admire that about her. She's really, she's a hard worker, great singer, just a great all-around person. And that's what I know about Raffia.
Don't go nowhere without me, baby, don't go nowhere without me.
I was given the opportunity to create first as a young child. um, my early teachers in church would tell me how to sing the song, but then tell me how to put my own touch to it, my own creativity, my own spin on it. How would you say this? You know, and I learned early on that using my own voice was the way to create and imagine. What do you imagine this song sounding like? How would it come through you? You know. And as I grew older, I went from church directly to theater, oddly enough, musical theater. And the creative process there was evident to me because I was interpreting the creation of the songwriter or the playwright and singing material that they had written, but had also licensed to create my own version of it. So when I was doing the Broadway musical Hair, for instance, I would sing Aquarius, and they heard me as the Ronnie Dyson type voice, and create your version of Aquarius is what I was asked to do. So Arnold singing Aquarius became not Arnold singing like Ronnie Dyson, but Arnold singing Aquarius. So creativity is your personal expression. I met Raffia when she was doing the Indie Lounge through Bridget Bryant and Will Wheaton. And it was a beautiful time because I was so impressed by Bridget and Will doing that, sort of putting artists together and performing their own music, but then inspiring other artists to get up and do their stuff as well, rather than everybody just doing one club date here, one club date there. And Raffia was one of those artists in one of the early Indie Lounge performances. And I heard her and I said, this is a really unique sound. She's a soprano, first of all, and alto soprano, and she has a sound that's unique within herself. She's not like Bridget. She's not like the deep gospel growly girl. She's got a specific sound. And I said, this is a really commercial sound. And when I met Raffia, I said I really love her sound, and I believe I went to her after the concert and told her that. And soon thereafter, I was asked to put together a group for a session. And one of the voices that came to mind was Raffia, because it was for a European artist, and I was under the impression that we had to give them various sounds, and the thing I understood from Raffia is that she understood that with her background and her training, that she would be able to pull from her tool chest these specific kinds of vocal techniques. We did a session together. Then I was asked to do a Christina Aguilera gig for the Ellen show, and when I was asked to do that, they said they want a pretty young girl, and I said, well, yeah, I gotta call Raffia.
I said,
don't
stop.
go nowhere without me.
Get your hands off the door now, baby.
How I love you so. How I love you so. How I love you so.
Inspiration was the initial driving force for me. Watching my mom, being the minister of music in church, and growing up and having her as an entertainer, that was the only occupation that she ever had. That was my first inspiration. And then, of course, being a young girl and hearing the Shirley Murdochs and the Whitney Houstons and Aretha Franklins, those were people that were very inspiring to me because I always liked real singers. So hearing that type of singing, it was like, wow, I want to do that. And then actually, being a young person and trying to sing, and then you're like, I can do that. I can do that too. And if I continue to polish it and practice, I could be, just like that. So it was just very inspiring to me, to say, I could be my own Whitney Houston, Nicole Jackson. So those were some of the first things that were very inspiring to me, and just, my faith in knowing, of course, that, with God, there's not anything that I can't do. So growing up in church and just having that encouragement from family and friends, all of that played a part in the inspirational aspect of me doing what I do. Music is a universal thing that makes everybody feel good. So to be able to have that ability and have that gift from God to where you can say, I can inspire somebody through a gift that only I have. It's my unique gift, better than some, not as good as others, but it's my gift. It's very inspirational, and it's just an awesome feeling, to have someone come up and say, man, you made my day, you really made me feel good hearing you, to hear children say, hey, I want to do what you do, and to be able to share that back and say, hey, continue to practice, continue to believe, you can do this too. This is not some magical thing that only I can do. It's a gift that you can have as well. I have been working with Raffia now for maybe close to 10 years, I want to say. We initially started out working with Tito Jackson. I was his first singer that he had when he started his band, and was traveling to basically all over the world doing shows. And once he decided to get other singers, Raffia was one of those singers. And I remember her moving from New York to LA, and the humble beginnings, and watching her grow, not just as an artist but as a friend. We clicked from the very beginning, and I consider her to be an awesome and talented person inside and out. And it's been a great experience just getting to know her and watching her grow. I'm a little older than she is. So watching her as a young artist, and maturing as the years have come, and seeing the progress of, when you have the fight in you, and when you have the inspiration, to just keep pushing forward, because this is a very tough business, to succeed in, and so you have to have inspiration. You have to have that initiative and that push inside of you, because there are going to be times that other people aren't going to give it to you. And that's something that Raffia has, and that I admire a great deal. She's a very strong woman, and she knows what she wants, and she just pushes forward, and she keeps trying until she gets there. And she's continued to get there over the years that I've known her, just the steps of climbing higher and higher. And that's a beautiful thing to see in a person.
And I can only speak for myself, but I believe that a vision is what will guide you in the direction of the things that you're trying to achieve, or to make your dream a reality. The vision for me when I first started was that I was going to be an educator. But as I became an educator, other things happened that led me in a different direction. So that gave me a new vision. And that new vision, it opens up other doors of things and possibilities that you can achieve and go towards. So it's a path that continues on, and especially in the music, it's an unending path. Well, I met Raffia some time ago through a mutual friend, and he invited me to come and hear her sing, because he had worked with her and also recorded her, and he says, you gotta hear her sing. So I came out, and I was very much impressed with her voice, with her the way she presented herself to an audience, And that's something to me that's very valuable because it's what attracts people to singers and to singers' music. So that was my first impression. Later on, I got called to work with her, which made it even a better experience because now I'm behind her and now I'm feeling her singing, not just listening to her singing. And this is something that I really love because from the fact that I work with so many different singers, some give you an emotional feeling when you hear them sing, and some are just very technically gifted, but all of these aspects is what makes for a great singer, and that's what I gathered from Raffia.
Let's go inside. So as you see, I'm holding the camera, but I want to give you a little tour. So as we walk in, we have an empty space at the present moment, but that will all change your help. Here we have the waiting area. As soon as you walk in, there'll be a reception desk, and that receptionist will be there to greet all of the people who come in, of course. Over here to the right, that will be actually my office here, where this window is, so that would be the window to my office. And adjacent to the office, where this wall is, will be all of the individual practice rooms. So here, I want to say the size will be 7 by 7 per practice room. We'll need soundproofing, minimal soundproofing for each room, of course. Keep our neighbors happy. All those lovely sounds of music will be coming out. So as we're walking, we're just going across. These are practice rooms 1, 2, 3, and all the way down here to practice room 4. And then I'm just going to move the camera here, and right where these two boxes are will be the restroom, and on the left of those boxes will be the hallway. So this long hallway that we just came down towards the back of the space will be about 4 feet wide. And then adjacent to the hallway on this side, where this wall is, will be the multi-purpose / ensemble room. So this room will have multiple purposes, generally for ensembles, for band rehearsals, and more. Okay, so on that wall, we're thinking of possibly putting a mirror there on this wall. And then the bands would be able to see themselves as they're rehearsing and what have you. And here's the second entrance into the location here. Here will be the second entrance where, let's say for bands, when they load their gear, they'll be able to just come straight this way instead of having to go through the main entrance, which is here. And there you have it. This is Raffia Music Studio. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Hi, it's me again, Raffia, the owner of Raffia Music Studio. I just wanted to take this time out to give you a little background information on myself. I am originally from Long Island, New York, and I attended the Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. There at Berklee, I studied voice as my principal instrument, and I was a music education major. After Berklee, I taught the public school system in New York for a few years, and during my teaching in the public school system, I taught ages kindergarten all the way to the 12th grade. Teaching general music, working with the chorus, building choirs, and band during my teachings there. And within the last year, while I was teaching in the public school, I had the opportunity to audition in New York City for P. Diddy making his band. And I was actually chosen to fly out from New York to LA to continue to compete, along with the other musicians, singers, guitarists, and drums and all that. Pretty much the band that would possibly be backing up P. Diddy. So fly out, I compete, everything is going great, but I wasn't chosen to be a part of the band. Even though that happened, it was a great experience for me because that's where the seed was planted for me to move to California, which I had no idea would happen. This was 7 years ago. In the 7 years of being here in California, I've had the opportunity to do a lot of things. I sang background vocals for Tito Jackson. That was my first job when I moved here. And I sang with Christina Aguilera, with Toni Braxton, with Shantae Moore, with Vesta Williams, and other artists. Those experiences were great experiences for me. And in the time of doing those things, I always found myself teaching. I've taught at different academies, private institutions. I currently, teaching inside of my home, teaching voice and piano, directing different choirs from churches, and the list goes on. I have been teaching since I've been living here, and I say that to say teaching is just a part of me. No matter what I do, I always am finding myself the most fulfilled by helping others, and through teaching. That's what my purpose is here, and I'm realizing that now. As much as I love to sing, and that's a part of me, what gives me great joy is seeing others happy through music. As we know, music is a very healing thing, very therapeutic and what have you. So I need your help. We need your help. The other teachers that will be coming, the students that will be transferred from the current location into this space, we need funding. We need funding. So with that being said, thank you for taking the time to listen to this video, to join me on my tour, and to hear a little bit about the story of Raffia Music Studio. Thank you. We appreciate you.
And this is what I say, if you could just believe it, then you will receive it. You've got to let it go and learn that life is so ready for you to fly, ready for you to take the lead, ready for you to give all you got. You've got to let it go, let it go. You've got to let it go, let it go. You've got to let it go, let it go. Open your heart.
You gotta make them happen. It all depends on you. So I work real hard each and every day. Things for sure are going my way. Just doing what I do. Look out, what's gonna come and do. And I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
I can definitely notice that the power of my voice, the strength of my voice, my ability to stay in tune has changed tremendously. I remember the first day I came in here, I didn't know what that was, and at least now, you know, I can do it to some extent. I feel the biggest one is my confidence in my singing. I feel like if someone asks me, "Can you sing?" I can say yes now, and I think that's the most important.
So and so, if I should ever let it go, I've got the
I took lessons with Miss Raffia Ford. She's such a great teacher. For you and one for me, 'cause Santa goes to make sure I'm prepared.
Experience with taking lessons with Raffia has been amazing. I love Raffia. She is a great teacher. I really look up to her in everything that she's taught me. I feel like every time I go to the lessons, I feel like I've learned something new about my voice and about what I can do, and she just makes me feel a lot more confident.
We stayed out on a mission to find our inner peace.
It has been a really great experience. as I mentioned, I am really honored to learn from Raffia. I think she's an amazing singer. She sang with the best, and to be able to, learn some of the vocal techniques that she's learned to increase her vocal range is really great. I'm excited to learn and improve my vocal range.
I've been voice training with Raffia Ford at Raffia Music Studios for about 6 months now. I asked her if she'd help me voice train because I needed to get some tutelage from somebody who had actual hands-on experience, recent experience, and was really, really accomplished. I love her to death. She's done a terrific job. She's really supportive, but she gets right after it and tells you what you need to do and how you need to get there, which I really appreciate. So hats off to Raffia. Thanks a lot.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be.
I've been taking lessons with Raffia for about 1.5 years now. It's really hard for me to put myself out there, but after all this time, I'm really starting to get the hang of it.
I have been taking lessons with Raffia for 1 year now. Some improvements I've made in my singing is my vocals are getting stronger. I'm feeling more comfortable singing in front of church and in front of my families.
Words became flesh, both sin and death, and now you're everything I once held dear.
Overall, working with Raffia has been a very nice experience. She's a very nice person, very inviting, very encouraging, and she always has a belief in you that you can do something. She'll never tell you that you can't do it or it's out of your range or out of your way. She'll always find a way to help you get to that point. She's a good teacher.
Can't you see, baby, you gotta set me free.
It's truly been an amazing journey with her. She's a great teacher. She listens, she gives good sound advice, and she's really patient.